Tonight, to open or not. Financial struggles continue plaguing Spirit Mountain. Now city councilors are considering another bailout.
And a record number. St. Louis County reports an all-time high for COVID cases, what health officials say is to blame.
Plus, raising awareness. Brain injuries impact nearly 30 million people per year. What's being done locally to make a difference?
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Duluth City Councilors are expected to make a big decision at their meeting on Monday night.
Their decision will decide if Spirit Mountain will open this winter. CBS3's Emma Quinn joins us live from the ski hill and recreation area, which has been closed all summer during the pandemic. Emma, what will councilors be weighing in on?
So, Kristen, as you mentioned, the wedding venues, recreation park, and mountain bike trails here at Spirit Mountain have been closed this summer as a health safety precaution. And now going forward, they're considering whether or not to open up the ski hills this winter. And city councilors and administrators don't believe they can do that without some financial assistance. So on Monday night's meeting, city councilors will consider whether or not to reroute about $300,000 to Spirit Mountain. That money was originally intended for a nearby project in the St. Louis River watershed. But after getting community input, city councilor Eric Forsman said they decided against spending it there right now. So as of now, the city has that $300,000 left in an account that only can be spent on a project in the western corridor of the city. Spirit Mountain could be the next beneficiary if councilors vote yes on Monday. Forsman says the ski hill would have the finances to reopen this winter. If councilors vote no, Spirit will stay closed this season. Among other reasons, Forsman pointed to outdoor recreation trends during the pandemic for supporting the funding.
So as you see these trends where people are starting to use these assets more because they need something to do, it's the wrong time to then say, let's not open Spirit Mountain up for the winter.
You might remember the city also gave Spirit Mountain more than $200,000 last winter after a bad storm forced the cancellation of a major event, and they lost out on that revenue. With that fresh in his mind, Derek Medved says he's worried that if councilors approve this money, it won't be long before Spirit asks for more.
If they're asking us for startup funds in the amount of $300,000, I don't think that even comes close to the ask that they will be asking for next time. And so when does it end?
There's also the question of whether to close it down permanently. City administrators say that could also come as a cost. City administrators estimated that could put Duluth on the hook for about $1.5 million. This whole discussion comes at the same time a task force has been considering how to make Spirit Mountain financially stable for the long term. That task force is expecting to release its report in February.
Now, Emma, what about federal COVID relief money? I think a lot of people are wondering why Spirit Mountain hasn't been able to benefit from that.
So, Kristen, Spirit Mountain has not been able to benefit from those things, as Eric Forsman says, because they don't qualify. So they're not even able to apply. Forsman did tell us that he has a resolution proposed for Monday night, which city councilors will be voting on. Should that pass, Spirit Mountain City Council won't have, or Duluth won't have to support Spirit Mountain. Send it back to you guys.
Something we'll certainly continue to follow come Monday. Thanks, Emma.
Also at Monday's meeting, councilors will consider a move they hope will help protect the city's shoreline from future damage. It would close a path between the lake and the Ledges townhomes. The city says that area is vulnerable to repeat damage. The new path between the lake and the Beacon Point development would also be put on hold. More than $900,000 in FEMA money originally intended for this area would be reallocated to fix storm damage at Brighton Beach and Wabashishi Kanawha Trail. In a letter to councilors this week, the Friends of the Lake Walk group asked the councilors to wait and seek public input before voting. And Dave's going to join us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, pretty chilly out there, but lots of clouds.
Lots of clouds because of a low pressure system that's rumbling some rain across the Iron Ranges right now. Let's take a look at a picture that came in from just south of Chisholm just an hour or so ago from Mike Maleska. Arcus clouds coming in, the leading element of a cumulonimbus cloud Mike says that dropped to a brief downpour, shifted the winds a bit, and dropped temperatures as well with the downdraft from the storm system. And frankly, we're all facing a chance for that here tonight. 40% Wisconsin, Michigan, 50% in Minnesota as a low pressure system works through the area. It's the warm front tonight that's doing the trick. Tomorrow afternoon, it'll be the cold front coming to call. So we take a look at our forecast for the weekend, and it should be cloudy with the rain chance tonight and cloudy with the rain chance on Saturday. But Sunday has a sun chance. We may still get peppered by a couple of sprinkles, but in general, we should see some sunshine then with a trend of temperatures going down. If we hit 67 tomorrow, we might only get 63 on Sunday, then cooler than that by Monday. We'll talk about that trend coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. St. Louis County is reporting its largest one-day COVID-19 case total. It's the second time it's happened in the last week. Health officials say 73 confirmed cases were reported today. The county's previous high was 53. 18 of the cases reported today involve residents of long-term care facilities. 14% of the new cases during the month of September have been linked to UMD. The county's health director, Amy Westbrook, says the increase is not linked to the recent launched saliva testing site at the deck, as all but one of the new cases had a test date prior to that launch. She adds if cases continue to rise at this rate, restrictions could be tightened again.
You know, as our community rates increase, there's more opportunity to turn the dial back rather than forward.
While no deaths were reported Friday, St. Louis County has reported 10 deaths in the last week, 9 of which involved residents of long-term care facilities.
Starting today, bars and taverns in Ashland will close for more than 2 weeks. The Ashland County Health and Human Services Department issued the order after a recent rise in COVID-19 cases. The order impacts bars and taverns within the Ashland city limits and within 2.5 miles of the city. The order will last through October 11th.
Authorities say a drunk driver killed a Cromwell woman in a head-on crash. It happened just before 9 last night on Highway 2 near Brookston. Authorities say Tony Northrup was headed west on Highway 2 near Shadow Lane East. That's where the 54-year-old Cloquet man allegedly crossed over the center line and hit an oncoming car. The driver, a 42-year-old woman, died at the scene. Northrup was taken to a Duluth hospital where he was still listed as a patient this morning. At his request, hospital leaders were not able to share an update on his condition. No word if he'll be charged.
Authorities have identified the Ashland woman who died in a crash this week. It happened shortly after noon on Monday near Washburn. According to the Bayfield Sheriff's Office, Samantha Hunt was driving erratically. Authorities say she swerved into oncoming traffic and hit a pickup truck head-on. Both vehicles caught fire. Hunt died. One person in the pickup was taken to the hospital. The other was not injured.
Fatal crashes involving off-highway vehicles have reached the highest level in more than a decade in Minnesota. The Minnesota DNR says 19 people have died in OHV accidents this year. That includes while riding ATVs, off-road motorcycles, and more. The average number of annual fatalities for the past decade is 18. Officials say the number of registered OHVs continues to rise in Minnesota with 24,000 new registrations compared to years past. The DNR says fall is one of the busiest times of year for off-road riding. They're reminding riders to play it safe. We did reach out to the Wisconsin DNR for their 2020 numbers and have not heard back.
The east side of Superior Street at Lake Avenue will reopen to traffic by the end of today. The street had been closed to traffic since this spring when Phase 3 of the reconstruction project started. The northbound traffic will be able to turn right onto Superior Street. Southbound traffic will now turn left onto Superior Street. The west side of Superior Street through 3rd Avenue West will remain closed until the completion of Phase 3. Brain injury can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. It affects people throughout all communities and does not discriminate. Kelly Hinseth joins us now to talk about an event coming up that is raising awareness about brain injury. Kelly.
Yeah, brain injury, it's something we think of with professional athletes or military veterans, but the reality is that brain injury impacts more people than we expect. Take Duluth native Paul Deputy. Paul is a retired speech pathologist at UMD who didn't even know he had a brain injury until months after. A fall on the ice didn't seem like something until he noticed cognitive differences in his speech and his everyday life.
But at one time I was not being able to put my jacket on, And then Joyce said, here, it was at breakfast, pick up the napkin. And I couldn't. And that's when I went by ambulance to the hospital and got reevaluated again. And then I spent almost 2 months in the hospital, most of it being in rehabilitation. Both my wife and the doctors told me, work hard. You can get a lot of this back.
And you can join me and the Brain Injury Alliance for the first annual virtual Walk for Thought. Because of COVID, we aren't able to congregate and get together in person as we have been able to in years past. But walk starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. around your neighborhood or your park and share your photos and videos online. Should be a great event. Kristen and Tony, I'm going to send it back to you.
Great event and great cause. Thanks, Kelly. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, opening any type of businesses during the pandemic would be hard, but a restaurant would be even harder. 2 Duluth men are taking on the challenge. We'll show you how next.
I was hopeful we'd crack 70 today, but it looks like we only made it to 65. A little bit warmer than normal still. Cloud cover is what killed the temperatures. Will they rebound tomorrow? I think they just might beat that by a little bit, but in general, a cooling trend is coming our way. After we shake off a rain chance tonight and tomorrow, we'll talk about all of this coming up after the break.
Season 2 is
The
here.
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
Our current president has failed. He's failed to protect us. He's failed to protect America. As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America without exception every time. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmonds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmonds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS 3.
Tune in Saturday mornings for the Link Ford lineup, where we will show you amazing vehicles on our lot, like this 2015 Ford Explorer XLT with all-wheel drive, heated seats and outside mirrors, and more for just $274 a month. Or check out this 2013 Ford F-150 Lariat for only $300 a month. Want to see more? Then be sure to watch this Saturday. Visit us online at linkmotors.com or stop by to view our complete inventory. Link Ford, where reputation is everything.
I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message.
Jason Lewis sure has a lot to say about women. He actually said women who care about birth control are brainless. He opposed laws providing health care protections for women. Here's Lewis.
It used to be that women were held to a little bit of a higher standard. We required modesty from women. Now, are we beyond those days where a woman can behave as a slut, but you can't call her a slut?
Jason Lewis. Wrong for women, wrong for Minnesota.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
I've been suffering from PTSD and anxiety for 17 years. It has helped tremendously more than the pharmaceutical medication I've been taking.
To learn more, visit us online. Be well with us at Ketamine North Infusion.
When you watched CBS 3, you got up-to-date coverage.
This time, it's the president's son hoping to win over the vote
and honor the legacy of our immigrant parents.
I think it had anything to do with the fact that Donald Trump's pulling us out of these endless wars.
That was the president's oldest son, Donald Trump Jr., speaking at the deck live here tonight. We'll have much more on his
Local, trustworthy journalism when you need it most on CBS 3.
We can't deal with an economic crisis until you beat the pandemic. You can't have an economic comeback when almost 1,000 Americans die each day from COVID. Mr. President, do your job. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
How did it go? Sounded like it was romantic.
The scene was cool, but I'm not interested in Julie at all. Lakin, I think that she does interest me. There's not much to say other than that. I wish this didn't happen, but it did, and I can't help how I feel. I don't know. She just interests me.
Sorry.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
Season 2 is
The
here.
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Let's talk about temperatures today because we were hoping for 70. Cloud cover killed that just a little bit. 60s, though, still isn't too bad for this time of year. The normal 61, so it looks like everybody tied that or beat it for the most part, or only had 59. And on the fringes where it wasn't quite so thick with the clouds, Hayward did make it to 74 degrees. And, of course, in just the last hour or so, we saw a picture of that big storm cloud going through just south of Hibbing and Chisholm. Now, Mike Maleska reports that once the storm cloud passed, they've got blue sunshine there now. So, yeah, Blue Sunshine, that sounds like a band name. But once the storm system passes, you'll probably clear up for a little while. But precip chance could be with us again tomorrow as the rest of the low-pressure system passes by. So the front half's coming through tonight, the back half tomorrow. Sunday, maybe it will clear up and we'll get some more blue sunshine. All right, current conditions at the airport in Duluth. It's gray clouds there, with a temp of 57, 93% for the relative humidity. So that's actually gone down a little bit in the last hour or so. Easterly, northeasterly winds running 6 miles per hour, and the air pressure is low at 29.68. And of course, that makes sense with a pretty big low pressure system tracking through the area. Upper Peninsula numbers aren't so bad. Low 70s going on there, but only 58 in Ashland compared to 73 still for Hayward. 56, cooler by the lake in Superior. 61, Moose Lake. 57, Silver Bay and Ely. 66, International Falls. 60 degrees from Hibbing and Chisholm towards Grand Rapids at 61. Lows tonight likely 40s and 50s. Highs tomorrow back into the 60s, maybe Sunday as well. But after Monday, we'll start to fall into the 50s. Latest Doppler map here shows that line of showers and storms has exited the Mesabi Range and the Vermilion. Now it's heading towards the North Shore, and after that across the lake and through the Twin Ports into northwestern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. 40 to 50% chance that's going to happen to your town as time goes on. And by tomorrow night, when all halves of the low go by the area, rain totals could run from about 1/4 of an inch near Orr to a 1/2 inch or so in the Twin Ports to maybe an inch around Mercer, Mellon, and Hayward. It's much needed rain, and once it goes, then, like I mentioned, come Sunday, a brief dry period could be with us until this next low comes to call. I'll show you when it's coming with our forecast for the next 7 days. And tonight in Minnesota, as we mentioned, upper 40s to lower 50s with a 50% chance for rain if your town hasn't seen it yet. If it already has, that may be it for a while. In Wisconsin and Michigan, 40% chance it's coming your way, low temps near 50. And then for tomorrow, 50% chance in the afternoon for more Wisconsin-Michigan rain, highs from 65 to 70. In Minnesota, it's a 40% chance for afternoon rain, with highs inland 65 to 70, lower 60s by the lake. And so now with the 7-day forecast, we see 60s for the weekend, and then 50s from Monday through Wednesday, and down into the upper 40s or so by Thursday. Rain chances are Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Other than that, at least partial sunshine could come to call, Tony. And with autumn now here, and weekends outdoors becoming a little more precious, at least without having to bundle up in a parka, hopefully Sunday gives us the opportunity to get out and about.
Yeah, look at the way the temperature drops throughout that 7 day. A little colder just about every day, huh?
Just about.
Thanks, Dave. Well, it may seem like an unusual time to open a restaurant. Two brothers are taking on the challenge with some help from a well-known Duluth family with a lot of experience in the biz.
CBS3's Leanne Valdez shows us how some soul food mixed with friendship led to a dream come true.
A new black-owned business will soon be here at the Lincoln Park Craft District. Stefan and Solomon Witherspoon are working on getting Doc Witherspoon's Soul Food Kitchen off the ground as soon as possible. The restaurant, named after their father, is bringing in recipes that have been passed down for 4 generations. Duluthians will get their hands on their famous fried chicken, cornbread-based dressing, mac and cheese, among other items. Helping them make their dream a reality is Tom Hansen, who owns OMC, Duluth Grill, and Corkdown Deli. Hansen is mentoring the brothers and supporting them through the process.
How could you not get behind that project? And so we took it to another step, and we've made this commitment to mentor and also support in ways that we can in getting this project off the ground and having a grand opening.
The two brothers are having a fundraiser pop-up event on October 4th at the Peace United Church. They'll be serving the community a taste of what's to come.
Doc Witherspoon's Soul Food Kitchen. We're here, baby. It's time.
The new restaurant is set to open somewhere down this road, summer of 2021.
Oh, that looks good. Thanks, Leanne. Coming up at 10, we'll hear more from the Witherspoon brothers about their new restaurant. If you'd like more information on how you can support them, head over to our website.
In sports, high school football is back. Kelly is in with a preview next.
America's most watched network. Tonight, starting at 7, only on CBS3 Duluth. Then, stay tuned for CBS3 News at 10. CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
I've smoked, I've drank coffee, I drink red wine. It makes my teeth darker. And using Power Swabs, it's made a difference. People ask me, what do you do to whiten your teeth? And I'm really proud to tell them that I use Power Swabs.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like, you got to leave it on for 30 minutes, and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on, and it was good to go.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the Power Swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth today by ordering Power Swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Yes, 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free Quick Stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Let's face it, it's been a tough year. But here in Minnesota, we're pretty tough too. We help each other, we work together, and we solve problems. That's what I try to do every day as your congressman. Like helping to save pensions for our union workers, standing with snowplow drivers during their strike, and fighting to lower health care costs for seniors and our most vulnerable. I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message because together we're fighting for our way of life.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
I've been suffering from PTSD and anxiety for 17 years. It has helped tremendously more than the pharmaceutical medication I've been taking.
To learn more, visit us online. Be well with us at Ketamine North Infusion.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
At long last, tonight is the night high school football is returning to the Northland for those school districts who opted to play this fall. And now we're just a few minutes away from kickoff. The Northwestern Tigers hit the road and will take on Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser tonight. They're allowing limited fans that will be spaced out in individual family unit groups. Players are not required to wear masks while on the field, but are encouraged to wear them on the sidelines. The player boxes have been extended 10 yards on each end of the field to allow for distancing on the sidelines.
There's a lot of excitement with these kids right now. I think they've had a lot on their mind. I think a lot of anxiety on if this day would come, and I think they've got a lot of energy. They're ready to leave out on that field tonight. And you always talk about play like it's your last game, but this year has brought that to maybe a bigger reality for kids. So I'm expecting the kids to be flying around tonight.
We'll have highlights tonight at 10. I'm excited. Well, it's not atypical for a college hockey alum to head overseas for an opportunity to play. We've seen recently Parker Mackay opt for that this year, Jalen Elms, as well as many others. You can add former UMD Bulldog Nick Wolf to that list. The defenseman is heading to Hungary to play for his former juniors coach, who is now the head coach of a Slovakian team. Wolf is looking forward to the opportunity to play again and to see the world.
It's been a while. It's been a while since obviously the last game we played was I don't know when it was, March. So yeah, I'm itching. I'm ready to go. I've been playing competitive hockey for 8 months now, so it'd be a good experience and a good time to test my skills over in different European countries. So yeah, should be fun and can't wait.
And on that note, hockey season is slowly approaching and local arenas are getting a head start on all the different changes. That includes the Heritage Sports Center, which has had a bit of a test run this past few months. After the arena opened up back in June, it has hosted 3 tournaments and hasn't had a single COVID case come up. That's thanks in part to a new QR code that fans bring up on their phones to answer a series of questions and help with tracing for any potential breakouts. Among a number of different social distancing practices, General Manager Sherry Olson says their recent success simply comes down to fans honoring those regulations.
With everybody working together, getting the information out to the people ahead of time so they know what to expect when they arrive here has been what I feel is the success. I have had maybe 2 or 3 people that were a little bit upset with the rules, but other than that, everybody understood and worked with us to get it done right.
That's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more back here tonight at 10, including high school football highlights. For now, Kristen and Tony, I'll send it back to you.
Well, President Donald Trump, we're just learning this, is scheduled to visit Duluth for a campaign rally on Wednesday.
Yeah, President Trump is scheduled to visit Duluth, and according to campaign spokespeople, he's expected to deliver remarks at 5 p.m. at the Duluth International Airport. This is a developing story. We just learned this information a few minutes ago. We will have much more tonight at 10. Well, Tony, we all know your dog has a strong sniffer, right? But would it be strong enough to sniff out COVID-19?
I don't know, but yes, he has a very strong sniffer. We kicked up a deer the other day. Tons of fun. Well, here's some news. A group of dogs trained to sniff out COVID-19 have started working at a Finland airport. It's part of a pilot project underway at the Helsinki airport that involves 10 dogs trained by a Finnish startup. Now, passengers' test swabs are dropped into a cup, then given to the dogs who sniff it to detect the virus. The science is still being studied, but early research claims the dogs can smell the virus with almost 100% certainty and can identify the virus days before symptoms start.
I mean, Louis can sniff out treats with the best of them. I'm not sure about COVID-19.
Not sure about COVID, okay.
Dave, are we going to see more rain tonight?
Yeah, I think we're all going to get a chance for some rain, and the worst of it may now happen for the Upper Peninsula. Since we last spoke, the National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch for folks in the UP until 1 o'clock in the morning. There's a pretty vigorous line of non-severe storms right now near the North Shore, and those could cross the lake and maybe graze the Bayfield Peninsula before heading to the UP. So be on guard tonight, whether you're in Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Michigan.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again at 10 o'clock.